There is breaking news now on Fox News Channel. Conan O'Brien has just announced he is leaving NBC.
We've had a lot of fun being here these last 7 months, but like everything in life, the fun has to come to an end a decade too early.
So now everybody says, what will Conan do?
Conan might be going to a competitor of NBC.
He's a marketable guy who does appeal to younger viewers and may go to Fox or some other outlet.
He can go to Fox or come here and take my job.
Who would have imagined that the Mexican talk show host would have the most job security? I'm not going nowhere. I'm right here every night. I'm not going nowhere. Same channel, same time.
Could you offer me a position like Secretary of State, Ambassador to Mexico? You know, something where I could wear a badge?
No, George, you need to change late night. That's the kind of change I can believe in.
My fellow Americans, I stand before you an instrument of change. There are many Americans who become disenfranchised with the landscape of late night TV. I am here to take late night in a new direction. How perfect is this that we're taping a show in the middle of a street? That's where all the parties start, in the middle of the street.
When I started, they're like, how are you going to make it different? But everybody has their own
What
unique
did you say?
What makes it different is the host. I mean, the format is basically the format, and the host kind of dictates what the show is, and you'll be different because you're different.
Please welcome Carlos Santana. I think you got some Latino in you. You bling out buildings. You put Trump in gold letters.
That's true.
We love that. You got 5 kids from 3 different baby mamas. Check it out. It's creepy little white girl.
George, there's no smoke machine up here.
I know enough about you to know that you don't do talk shows.
I really don't. It's not my kind of thing. But for you, for what this moment is.
And now, in all her chola glory, my guest Sandra Bullock.
People said, how did you get the president to do a promo? You know, I helped him get a birth certificate, and that went a long way.
He had a Kenyan one. I swapped it out.
Check this dude out.
Have you ever made gay porn?
I guess I have.
Do you watch Conan O'Brien?
Conan fan, not a Conan fan. Welcome to Lopez Tonight 2010. And it's already a good year for me. I'm still on the same network. In the same time spot. 6 weeks I've been on with a 3-week break. That's Latino, that's full time. And that dude, the other one, the one with the gray hair, ¿cómo se llama el vato? Leno. How quickly they forget. Jay Leno, hey, he's doing better than I thought. He's moving back to 11:30. And then the other dude, Conan O'Brien, may be moving to Fox. Is that right? No, wait. He's moving in with Jamie Foxx. Something.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? Who cares? Ain't nobody watching. Conan is like that girl in The Bachelor who gets the rose, but then Sasuke gets the boot in the post show. He's all pendejo standing.
We've got big breaking news in the world of entertainment, David. According to the NewYorkTimes.com, Conan O'Brien is now saying he won't do The Tonight Show following Jay Leno.
He no longer wants to host The Tonight Show if the show is to air in any other time slot.
Angry at Conan for not accepting his offer, NBC President Jeff Zucker said that he'll keep Conan off the air for 3 years, but that he'll also punish America by keeping Jay Leno on for 7 more.
Conan O'Brien on The Tonight Show as he's taped his final show 7 months after it began.
After the taping was over, Conan came out in front of the audience with a very personal message.
What I said on TV, it's real. I'm the happiest man in the world. Thank you so much for everything that you've given us and our show. And we'll see you around.
Conan, you have got to get a job. We have 14 kids. Do something for this family, Conan. Get a job.
I don't know how.
Last Wednesday, Steve Koonin, who is the head of TBS, flew from Atlanta to Burbank, sat in my office and said, I have something that sounds really crazy, and I want to propose this to you and let you know. If I don't have your blessing, this deal does not go forward. He said, what would you think about Conan O'Brien coming to TBS and taking the 11 o'clock spot and you going to midnight? I said, I think it's fantastic. He says, will you call Conan and tell him how you feel about TBS, how you feel we do business? And I said, absolutely. TBS and Warner Brothers and Telepictures has been nothing but great to Lopez Tonight. They've been nothing but great to me. And Conan is a wonderful asset to the TBS family. And also, I believe that this combination, almost a same-sex Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, if you will take late night into a new generation and change the landscape. Larry, I'm a Latino. I know something about landscape. It's going to be fantastic come November.
George, what did Conan say to you when you called him and said it was all right with you? What did he say to you?
You know, everybody's been asking me this question. I haven't really answered this question from the time that Conan and I last spoke on Sunday. I'm going to tell you, and I think respectfully, Conan will not have an issue with this. What he was concerned with was that he wasn't going to do to me what was done to him at NBC. That was his biggest concern, that he did not want to get, as they say on Twitter, Leno'd. I am not getting Leno'd. I welcome Conan. I think that moving to midnight, hey, I'll go to work an hour later. Come on, it's a dream come true. And the pay's the same. Conan O'Brien only wanted to know that he could do the type of show that he wanted to do, and his biggest concern was that he was not going to do to me what was done to him. That is not the case. And if you hear about that, you didn't hear it from me. That is not the case.
Conan O'Brien announcing yesterday, this is a great story, that he's signing with, or he has already signed with TBS, Turner Broadcasting System, to do a late-night show at 11:30, I guess.
I think it's 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, to do a late-night show. He's now gone from the host of The Tonight Show to TBS, Turner Broadcasting, to basic cable system.
Conan, I think you'll find our terms very attractive.
I think we have a deal.
The network announced Monday the comedian will host a late-night talk show in November. The cable channel says it will be an hour long and air Monday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Lopez Tonight, the show currently in that slot on TBS, will shift to midnight. The news comes as O'Brien begins a comedy tour in Eugene, Oregon. He was quoted in the TBS news release saying, "In 3 months, I've gone from network television to Twitter to performing live in theaters, and now I'm headed to basic cable. My plan is working perfectly."
Everybody is talking about Conan O'Brien coming to TBS. It's all over Twitter. It's everywhere. Like I said, I 100% totally agree and think he is a great asset to the TBS late night family. Live via satellite. Here he is, my new partner in late night, Conan O'Brien. Conan, I'm happy that you're here, but I heard NBC was very strict about letting you appear on TV.
I'm not on TV, George. I'm on basic cable.
With Conan coming to TBS.
Yes. Conan's coming.
Yes.
And where are you going?
I'm staying. I'm going to midnight. He's coming at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to midnight.
Get the hell out of here. So you gonna move for the white man, huh?
I am. Hey.
I hope he appreciate this.
I think the white man does appreciate it very much.
Okay, you don't gotta clean or park nothing, right?
No.
Okay.
No, and I get to go to work an hour later.
Okay,
What? That's a Latino dream come true.
Okay.
An hour later. How you doing?
You know, I'm doing, please, save your woos. I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me. This is beautiful here. I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here.
Welcome to TBS, and really, welcome to Basic Cable.
It's thrilling. Basic Cable is, wow. Listen. I never heard Basic Cable get shrieks of excitement.
Remember, Conan new show premieres Monday, November 8th at 11 p.m.
Vote immediately by Lopez tonight at its new time, 12 midnight.
Conan O'Brien, everybody.
This is really the kiss of death for a guy like Conan, because TBS, you know, it's tough. When you're on NBC, you're a factor. As I told him for many years, stay on NBC at 12:30. Stay there. Be the guy who they're always going to say, boy, if only Conan had the Tonight Show, it'd be huge. That's what they used to say. He'd get the young audience, you know, become the myth, so to speak. He had a great gig at NBC, but he hungered for this Tonight Show. Hungered. And he got it. He went from being the next big thing to, you'll follow Jay Leno, you'll take over the Tonight Show, you'll get the second-rate guests, you'll be the, you know, it'll feel like 4 o'clock in the morning because Jay will already have done at 10 o'clock, and you will be screwed. And then after we fire you, Jay's going to come back a hero. I mean, you couldn't orchestrate the end of a career better than that. All by your good friends at NBC.
NBC.
WNBC. And now, to add insult to injury, he didn't go to Fox.
I was shocked.
I wasn't. Fox, listen, they're afraid. They're not going to put up all that money and get a 2-share. They're not. They make a fortune.
What is their rating at that time of the night
Robin, they air The Simpsons.
We are watching Fox.
They've got reruns that make a fortune.
All right.
Fox was still negotiating with Conan, and TBS just kind of swept in there. And one of the problems Fox was having, it's not a secret, was a lot of the affiliates didn't want to do it because the affiliates were making more money off of these sitcoms that they bought, like Everybody Loves Raymond and Seinfeld and all these shows where they were making a lot of money. And then if the network came in and said, look, you have to run a network show, they weren't going to make nearly as much money. So it was a problem for the networks. It was very expensive to do. So while Fox was kind of mulling it over, TBS just kind of swept in and then just made the deal.
George Lopez made the right move because, listen, he wasn't getting any attention over there.
Right.
Good guy, good talent, but he's on TBS. Let Conan go on. Maybe he'll bring in an audience, and then I'll get the and I won't have the pressure. Smart man, gets it. He just extended his show for another 2 or 3 years at least. What can I tell you?
So Conan's being played again?
Well, listen, Conan needs a job.
Hello? Job? Television job?
He's a young man. He wants to continue to work. He got a $40 million, some crazy number like that payout.
And he was making money before, so
Right.
it wasn't like he needed even $40 million.
And now he's got a 4-day-a-week schedule, which, by the way, to put yourself on the map on TBS, you ought to be working a 5-day-a-week schedule.
Doesn't sound like Eye of the Tiger.
No, it does not. It sounds like a guy who just got $40 million and he can coast. He should be on Monday through Friday. And I doubt they're paying him a lot of money over at TBS. I really do. He wasn't in any position to negotiate. So.
Well, they got to pay him something.
Well, sure.
They can't have their guy, taking the subway to work.
All right, but listen, I'm happy for him. He got a job. But he really, the guy feels damaged.
Listen, I'm hot, sticking sweet, from my hand to my feet. Say goodbye.
Premieres November 8th at 11. Only on TBS. Very funny.
Welcome to my second annual First Show.
Conan the ratings barbarian there. Our good buddy Conan O'Brien's show premiered Monday night. Boy, did he whoop everyone. Take that, Jay Leno. Well, the ratings just in today, I can tell you Conan's new show called Conan drew more than 4 million viewers on its opening night on our sister network TBS. That beat The Daily Show, The Colbert Report, David Letterman's The Late Show, and yes, the show that Conan was dubbed from, The Tonight Show.
Well, people worked very hard to make this space for us. We set up a special time-lapse camera in here to record the amazing transformation from what the studio used to look like into what it looks like now. There's just one drawback to being on basic cable, and that's that there are hundreds of channels, okay? And thanks to the whims of local cable providers, finding TBS on your dial can vary wildly from town to town. I didn't know that.
Yeah, or even within one town, it's on different systems.
Yeah, and I had no idea when I made this deal. I really should have put some thought into this, but thankfully, a good friend of mine has come up with a simple little song that's going to help us all remember where to find TBS anywhere in the country. If we can all memorize this song, we'll be set. Please welcome my good friend, Raisin.
Oh, this is a fun rhythm. Mentone is either 17 or 62, depending how close to Florida you live. Anniston is 39, and for Birmingham, here's advice I give. Different providers have different rules, so we're either on 4, 5, or 16, or 48 through 49. Yeah, anything in between.
Hey, I get it. This is fun.
And it's so easy.
Well, then sing along, you guys.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Thorsby 3, Talladega 5, Bruton 18, 57, Enterprise, Pennington 2, Columbia 109, Piney Woods 7.
Those are woods with pine.
Lake Marion 4, Dothan 29, TBS in Alabama, so easy to find. We said it's so damn easy to find.
No excuses, Alabama.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for how gracious you've been and how great you've been for, welcoming us over here to TBS and how that means so much to me and Conan. And just, this is a wonderful man. I just want to say that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Here's the thing about that. I always wanted Conan to come over. So you read things in the press, oh, I wasn't happy. None of that was true.
Right.
And I would tell people, that's true. I'm happy that he's coming and that you're coming. Because together, we are going to take late night into the future, Andy Richter, and beyond, baby.
If you want
and
to.
beyond.
All right. And from what I understand, you were so eager to have us come over that you actually sabotaged us at the Tonight Show, didn't you? You were in Jay's ear the whole time.
Yeah, we're close. Very tight. Whatever, you were trying things that were different, that were funny, that were innovative, things in the studio, things outside of the studio.
Yeah.
So that's why the fit at TBS and you guys at 11 and me at 12 is 2 hours of late night talk that you will not see anywhere on any channel, on TV, any place.
Right. And now maybe there will be talk shows that actually make people stay awake as opposed to help them go to sleep.
That I hope so as well.
Yeah.
Jim, tell us what your title is. I am a manager of original productions for Standards and Practices.
They have Standards and Practices at network. My understanding when I moved to cable was that there's no Standards and Practices. Was that a mistake?
Yes.
I took a big pay cut to come to cable with the understanding that I could pretty much do whatever I wanted. And you're saying that that was...
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay. I can say brass, right?
Correct.
How about bazongas?
Yes.
The scoliosis twins?
Yes.
That makes no sense. Why would you okay that? Scoliosis is curvature of the spine. I guess if you've got really big ones, you've got scoliosis. That's very good. Sexual positions. I'm going to fire some slang at you for sexual positions. You tell me if they're okay. The old Tokyo Sandblaster? Sorry. I'm sorry. Have you ever done the old Tokyo Sandblaster?
Not that I'm aware.
Together, Conan and I think that we can go into the future, late night, keeping it young, keeping it real.
Are you and Conan going to be doing anything together?
Oh, you know, we did some promos, but the shows are going to overlap. There'll be a little thing where I run over there and he runs over with me, so.
Okay.
Brother, welcome, man.
Before we get started, could you really quick punch my talk show card? Because if I get them all, then I get a free frozen yogurt.
Oh, yeah. See that? Oh, bro. You know what? I can't, man, because you didn't get Conan to punch it.
Oh, man! I forgot to get him to...
I got in
Can
trouble
you just
one time.
punch it anyway, though?
No,
I'll get
I
his
can't,
later?
bro. I got in trouble. I did Sam Jackson's card, and they came down on me, bro.
All right, okay.
So you got it. Can you, I mean...
I'll be right back!
All right.
My next guest is an artist who builds miniature versions of the country's largest roadside attractions. And yeah, Jack Black. Yeah, what's up?
Can you punch my card? I'm so sorry. I forgot to get a punch from you.
Oh, no, that's cool. There you go.
Ah, sweet. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem. Take it easy.
All right. My brother. Yeah!
So
Get away, Jack!
Dude, all I need now is Larry King, and I am done.
It's the first time that I've been on your set, and it's very nice, Conan.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very nice.
I'm glad that you like it. Yeah.
Man. So, here's my question. It's been 3 weeks.
Yes.
How are you enjoying Basic Cable, Conan?
I like it. I love Basic Cable.
Cable is great, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, here are some of the shows that we compete against, Andy. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. A&E's Intervention, Conan. I want them to know that they're going down. If he and I have to become heroin addicts, your ass is going down.
We will do what it takes. We will do what it takes.
TLC has a show with 19 kids living in a house. I'm Latino, but this is by choice. Unbelievable. I thought I was the only Latino in late night. The ShamWow guy is apparently Latino.
Hi, it's Vince with ShamWow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel. It's like a chamois, it's like a towel, it's like a sponge. This is for the house, the car, the boat, the RV.
All I can say is sham wow.
Anybody who thinks you can clean your whole house with one rag has to be a Mexican. Who does that?
Hi, everybody. You know. And I'm getting. You were just kind enough to be on my show. I'm not used to not having a desk. I'm usually have a desk. No one wants to see this part of me. No, I have. No. It's not good.
What do I have?
It's very. I have. My legs are so. Look at these legs. Look at those legs. Look at those legs. I am 98% leg. That's why I have a desk.
Those are, yes.
No one wants to see all
those
this.
Those are some tremendous gams you have there.
Yes, thank you.
A nice piece.
All I want, this is the sad thing, and maybe you can relate to this, but a lot of comedians, we just want to make people laugh. And we're so needy for laughs that we'll do almost anything. I think on the spectrum of comedians, I'm on the really sick end, where if someone tells me we've got this idea and we're going to shoot you with a gun in the shoulder with a real bullet, but it's really going to be funny, I think there's part of me that would say, like, oh, do you think people going to laugh? You really think they're going to really laugh at that? They're going to like that? Yeah, they're going to, just try and shoot me like little to this part over here. But if you hit me in the heart, no, that's good too. So
Well,
it's sick.
I'll tell you what, if you ever are going to get shot by an audience, this would be the audience that would shoot you. They love that. You see, they don't want people to come together, but they applaud violence.
That's very nice. What a hateful mob you are.
Oh, man, this is a great idea. I loved being on your show. Thank you for having me on your show.
You were hilarious,
man. Thank you.
and thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah,
and,
you're fantastic.
You guys are the best.
Hey, let's do this for a long time, man.
I would like to do that.
Let's do this for a long
That'd be
time.
great.
There he is! Conan O'Brien, everybody.
Memories like the corners of my mind, misty watercolor memories of the way we were, the way we
Hey, so in case you didn't hear the news, TBS has decided not to renew Lopez Tonight, but that's all right. So, hey, did you guys see the news? Unemployment is at an all-time high, and for Latinos, it just got a little higher.
TBS's cancellation Wednesday of late-night series Lopez Tonight has also put the spotlight on the ratings performance of its lead-in Conan. Both series have been declining at roughly the same rate, with Lopez registering the same 30% declines across demos that Conan has faced.
When you had the talk show on TBS,
right,
and you were doing great. You were averaging about 1 million. Let's keep this clear. You were on TBS. That's not easy to have a talk show on TBS and get any kind of ratings.
Right.
Your ratings were really good on TBS.
Like the first year, we struggled to get picked up. And then the second year, they asked Conan, they came and asked me, the guy, Steve Koonin over there at TBS, flies in, and he sits in the office, and he's like, we have a chance to get Conan, what do you think? And I'm like, what do I think? I don't run this company.
My understanding was that the George Lopez talk show was doing well for TBS.
It was doing well.
Really well. And getting a good-sized audience.
I mean, supposedly...
George Lopez has the best young demographic.
Yeah, supposedly it's like he's an average age of 33, which is remarkable.
33 years old is the average demographic.
And then TBS decides, this is the part I can't kind of understand. TBS decides they have to have Conan O'Brien.
Yes, they have to have him.
They must have him.
Or they'll lose him to Fox.
And so that comes out on your ass because what time were you on, at 11?
At 11.
So they decide they want to put Conan at 11.
Yes.
And in a sense...
That was it for me.
Well, what's kind of funny is that that's what was being done to Conan with Jay Leno.
That's right.
Did you say to Conan, well, wait a second, you're taking my job?
No, I did not. I actually told Conan, truth. They asked me to call him. So I call Conan, pick him up. I've known Conan.
You mean they want you to call Conan to convince
tell him that it's a great place to work?
Even though he's going to take your time
in your slot.
In my slot.
Wow. And you did that.
I did it.
What the fuck are you doing?
Listen, man. At that point, either they do, if you say no, that you're not going to move, then you're out that year.
So you were smart. You said, you know what, rather than lose my gig, I'll move my show to 12 o'clock. What do I care?
Yeah.
But that did you in, right?
Well, when you move to 12, there's less people watching. His numbers weren't strong. At the end of the hour, there's really nobody watching. And, less faces, less eyes, less ratings.
Were your numbers stronger than Conan's?
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Even right now, even with the $70 million that they spent on Conan, my numbers are better than his.
Do you think, that is a loaded question.
And traction, we had traction.
Why do you think they did that to you?
Well, I think they wanted Conan, and I think, I'm going to tell you something nobody knows. This guy, Conan, comes into my office. He calls Conan a folk hero.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And he said, he's a folk hero. People love him. And I said, oh, all right. He's a folk hero. And I said, and I guess I'm, nothing in the Latino community, and that's an audience that's not watching fucking TBS. All right, he's a folk hero. So I said, okay, cool. He's a folk hero. Listen, when they don't want you there, just write it out as long as you can go.
Don't you think it's amazing in television how when they want you, they will build you up to be a god.
Yes.
And then when they decide they're done with you, they will actually put you down and knock you. That, you know,
the thing is that we were very diverse. I had 50 Cent on. I had Far East Movement first time. Bieber's first late night talk show. Prince was on. Janet Jackson was on. Very diverse show and
different kind of booking.
And no desk. And edgy, I gave out marijuana brownies. We took shots, and so sometimes I think.
Did you give out marijuana brownies?
Yeah.
You smoke a lot of weed. I saw.
No, not anymore. I did. But anyway, so
yeah, getting back to TV.
So getting back to the TV. So we go to the upfronts the second year, and Conan is like the guy. They extend us. They didn't cancel the show. They extend it, and they pick him up to like 2017. And extend us.
People have said that Conan may have actually saved Lopez from cancellation before second season, that Conan mandated it for his reputation's purposes.
While some tried to spin Conan's bumping of Lopez tonight to midnight as a demotion for Lopez, if anything, it was a life preserver.
So we know it. We know it. So we're like, we'll just do the shows that we want to do.
Let me ask you something. Is it racism, you think, because he had the ratings?
No, it's not.
But the embracing of...
It's love of white. They love each other so much.
But
there was no room for me at the table.
Do you think that's it? Because really what you're describing is...
No, everybody blames everything on race. This is not about race. It's about numbers, it's about money, and it's about love of themselves. So I'm not going to say... it's about race.
But when you say that it's a love of white...
No, they love to... They're working with each other, so they're in love.
So that's a race... So you feel you're left out of the party because you're brown?
No, I didn't say that. You said that. I did get some good news this morning, though. Sony announced they were doing a sequel to the Smurfs movie. So today I lost some work because I'm brown, but also I got some work because I'm blue.
I just say,
no, I don't feel it's racism. Was it racism that Jay Leno went and did to him? No, that's the same situation. But then again, Conan went out a year. He went on tour. He flew around, lamenting about it. He'd been fucked over. And they gave him a check for $40 million. I didn't get shit. I got 2 weeks. I got 2 days to get out of the building.
So when you went on at midnight, it kind of was the death knell for the show.
But we were having a good time, Howard. If you're going to die that way.
I want to take 1 second right now and talk about something serious. Today, not long ago, a couple hours ago, it was announced that TBS is not renewing George Lopez's show for a third season. And I know you do. I have very strong feelings about this, and I wanted to talk about it. Had it not been for George being so incredibly supportive of me a year and a half ago, I would not have come to TBS, and we would not be doing this show right now. I owe that man a lot, and frankly, it makes me very sad that TBS and George could not work this out. I really like being a part of a late night lineup with George, and I wish that this could have continued. So tonight, all of our thoughts are with George and his entire staff and crew. We understand, believe me, how hard this is for all of you, and we wish you all the best.
When they asked me to do a talk show, I wanted it to be inclusive, and I wanted it to be fun. I want to thank my fans who have followed me from stand-up to my sitcom and to Lopez tonight. One more time, baby. Let's do it. This is it. You have just seen the baddest show on late night.
You still watch Conan, or you keep in touch with Conan at all?
No, I don't. He said to me when he called me when I got canceled, he called up and said, listen, man, if you ever need anybody to vent to, call me. And I'm like, dude, you got a paycheck for $40 million. How am I going to vent to you?
Exactly.
I got 36 hours to get out of the building, being all my posters and, I took my computer, obviously. I always try to take a computer. But we didn't get the same respect that NBC gave him, and he bitched for 2 years.
Yep.
I mean, I took my hit like a man, and I went away.
So you think Conan was a little soft in how he took that all?
Oh, yeah. He acted like, he acted like the world had ended.
I've been through a transformative event in the last 3.5 months. Just a really nice way of saying I got screwed.
They gave you a big check, man.
People lose their jobs all the time. I'm not sure, really, Sam, to be completely honest, if that was a job that I would have wanted to do the rest of my life. It seems to be a job where you're a lifer, and it takes so much time that, I'm enjoying the fact that I can do so many different things, animation or being this and being that.
you know, that's what he wants to do. Yeah, it should go to somebody that's what they want to do. So I think he's in the right place.
So he was cool.
Yeah, he was very cool. Hey, how's it going? Come on. My dog. You got a dog. You got a badge. I got a badge. Where's the cup? Let's get it. It's nice up here. Come on. Going in! Seriously?